it before.
I swear to you, I was thinking about dropping 8.
What up, what up? This your boy G. Another episode of Cut Different. Your boy, your neighbor, your friend, your consigliere to manhood. I like that one.
I like that. Shout out to manhood.
I got my boys with me. Y'all want to introduce yourselves? Y'all want me to break it down like it so it can forever be broke? I got my boy Ty. He ain't from the Shy, but he all right.
What up, world? What up?
I got Chalin, my homie from New Orleans.
Whoa, now.
And he's soaring. My boy Fly. So, fellas, another episode of Cut Different. I appreciate y'all being here with me.
No problem.
Absolutely. Man. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Y'all ain't getting paid, though.
It's all good. It's all love.
Getting paid. I ain't getting paid.
It's for the culture.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There you go. There you go. It's for the culture. It's for manhood. It's time for us to stand up, man. Stand up. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, let's get right into some hot topics.
Let's do it.
So, anything interesting happening y'all saw this week? I wanted to address
in Miami.
Oh, you talking about the spring break joint?
Yes, dude.
Yes,
it's hell up in Miami right now.
They wide open right now.
And the only reason why I know that is because I'm flying out there Wednesday. So yeah, they got the city on curfew lock and everything. Like
I feel like 8 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah.
I see the actual video of it. Yo, downtown look like ants. So many people out there, just ants.
Mm-hmm. Downtown or South Beach?
Like South Beach. They wide open.
Yeah, South Beach crazy. Yeah, I never really got to take it in. I was in Miami so much, I did have an apartment there. But I was never in Miami like that. So, I did see a video too with a guy getting beat up by 2 guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ran on a restaurant bill or something.
But they got him? They called him?
Yeah, they called him. They called him and he tried to get away and they called him again.
Oh. Shit, I saw this one guy, it was like at a bar, somebody was videotaping. Dude went across the other guy's head with like I don't know what it was, but he grabbed 2 hands. It looked like something out of a wrestling match when they just come out from behind and just smash him. Yeah, like a table or something. Dude. I'm like, man, this WWE out there, man. They wildin'.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the good thing for Florida, everybody in the video I saw had a mask on.
Well, you look at a couple different videos.
That was a nice video you got, because the ones I seen,
nobody had a video.
They had no mask. No mask.
Let me say this. I seen some with masks, but they just had it underneath their mouth. So technically, they weren't wearing a mask.
At all. If your nose or your mouth out, you might as well take it off. Yeah, I didn't know that's what was going on, but I did see some, like, people want to get out so bad that they trying to do stuff like it's normal, but I just got word somebody I know got COVID again. Again. And this time around it's bad. It's bad.
Did they take it now? Okay.
They haven't had the thing yet. Yeah, they haven't had the shots. The vaccines. They haven't had that yet.
That's wild. So second round with it, huh?
Yeah,
that's
man.
Crazy.
My best, and to them, my thoughts are with them on that. That's a tough situation, especially if you deal with the first time. You beat it.
First time was easy for them.
You beat it. You know what I'm saying? Now, second time is challenging. You know what I'm saying?
Come back smarter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Come back smarter and know how to attack your body this time around. Mm-hmm. So, our prayers are out to all the people being affected by that. I lost some people this time,
Me too.
Over the past year. I attended my first Zoom funeral. Yeah, man.
How was that? Was that weird?
It's hard. It's hard.
You can't be there.
Yeah, you can't be there, and you losing people to something that, it's like cancer. You can't fight it.
Right.
You can't say, it took out my boy, I'm going to beat it up.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
Yeah, you can't do nothing with it.
Yeah, it's tough because it came out of nowhere, and you seeing people who you used to being in your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they're transitioning because of this.
Yeah. So, I also saw in the news that Bill Cosby finally spoke up again.
Oh, God. What Bill say?
Bill said it's a setup. It's a setup, and y'all not paying attention to what's going on.
No. I could believe that because you got to think, what was Bill trying to do before all this happened? Bill was trying to get a network.
Yeah.
And Bill could have had it, right? You know what I'm saying? But you notice when, I'm going to go ahead and say it, when you see a lot of black leaders, black people in position of power, who are trying to do things to a whole nother level that, quote unquote, the masses or the ones that's higher up feel like you shouldn't be doing, all of a sudden now, let's go ahead and expose. Let's go ahead and diminish the character of this individual. I know one. All of a sudden. I mean, God, rest his soul, Larry King. But there's an interview that y'all got to watch that's on YouTube with Bill Cosby and Larry King are talking about Spanish Fly. And they were talking about the drink. They get the girls, whatever. That was something that was common back in the day. So my whole thing is, if you're going to go for Bill, go for everybody else that was involved. Don't single out one.
Now, that doesn't negate that.
That's what happened.
If that's what happens.
Right.
If somebody get raped, it's not okay.
Oh, absolutely.
If nobody else get caught.
No. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not negating that if he did do that, because right now it's based upon there's no proof of it as of yet. So we're just saying hypothetically, if he did do that, if everything that these women are saying that's came out of nowhere saying, and there's actual evidence proving that he is guilty of that, then he's wrong. But my whole thing is, if you're going to go for one, then go for what? All. Don't 100%. Pick out one because all of a sudden now he's trying to do something for himself or doing something and you feel like he's a threat or you feel like you don't like it and then you let everybody else leave.
I got a different respect for Bill Cosby. I seen this documentary one time, Why We Laugh. And this guy, I was still kind of salty at him for that thing he did on CNN with them black leaders. When he called us out like real hard, he punched us in the stomach. Yeah. But when I seen, he didn't really give an explanation for that, but I know this is why he said it. When he looked in the camera and said, "I cannot die until I fix this mess that we in," I felt that. I felt every syllable, every letter that he was pushing out there.
Right.
And I had a new respect for him. I knew what he was about in that sentence. In that sentence and that what he had to say that day, I knew what he stood for. And I don't see a guy like that doing that. And I got a strong level of skepticism when I see everybody say the same thing. Now, one or two people say something, and it's kind of similar, okay, that might be true. But when I see 50 people say something, that raises my antennas. Like, did y'all meet
and see,
prior to this?
And I'm glad that you said that. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm about to say, I think this goes perfect to our segue what we're going to eventually talk about. But go ahead.
So I'm with you. I totally agree with that because my whole thing is, why now? Like you said, did y'all call them together? Why all of a sudden now? If something that's traumatic that happened to you, and I know everybody has their own timing, why now?
See, why again, now? I have to interject and say, no matter when it happened, if it did happen, you got to say something.
I mean, absolutely you do. But my thing is what makes it skeptical about the story. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because like I said, again, it goes back to what I was saying. If he's guilty of it, he's guilty of it, he's wrong. No woman should ever be in a position where anybody's trying to force or take something from them that they're not willing to give. Yeah. Period.
Yeah, because if you ever been around people that have been in a situation like that, they kind of they don't really say something right away a lot of times.
100%.
Yeah, so
most of it is a lot of times. I know women that have been through a situation like that. I got a cousin that was raped. And she was raped by her boss. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of shame that's associated with it because they feel like,
will I be blamed?
Would I be blamed for it? Did I do something to cause this? You know what I mean?
Job.
And all these mitigating factors that would at least temper their wanting to speak up right away. What I noticed, and a perfect example would be the situation going on with Governor Cuomo right now in New York, is that it look like women seem to find a voice when they see other people step up. That's like to your point you were saying, like when you see multiple people saying it, not so much that they might have congregated and thought it up, just like, damn, I've been through it too. Or this person's speaking up. You know what I mean? If it's one or two, they probably sit back and be like, I've never been through it.
I'm not familiar with that. Now, what's going on with Cuomo?
Okay, so Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, he's now up to like 8 allegations of sexual assault.
Sexual assault.
And misconduct with female employees.
Like rape or
No,
harassment?
just harassment.
Harassment, like talking inappropriately.
Trying to kiss and grab or whatever like that.
You've seen a lot of that.
Oh, well, that's inappropriate, touching somebody.
Yeah. So, and as far as I know, you know, these women is like within the span of a couple of weeks now. Because originally he was under investigation for what happened with the nursing home. It was saying that his office was falsifying numbers of elderly that died in nursing homes out there in New York. So that was an investigation on that, and then this kind of trickled out of it. And so now they're actually calling for him to step down. They're asking him to resign. Yeah,
makes you wonder. They already know.
Of course. Somebody do.
I mean, let's just be honest with you. I hate to say this, but you've seen a lot of stories these politicians are coming out lately, where you're hearing a lot of allegations, right? Allegations of them misconduct, sexual misconduct, and harassment, and all kinds of other stuff. It makes you wonder.
Yeah. Now some things, because I think some things kind of take away from it, because there are some women that's really been victimized.
Absolutely. In
this situation, and I think when women come forward for like money, fame, or for whatever reason that's not authentic, that's not genuine, and it didn't really happen to you, that takes away from what actually happens to some people. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't cry wolf.
100%.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't be out here telling people that something happened to you that didn't happen.
And that's my whole thing. If it didn't happen, then don't say it. But if it did happen, to speak up.
And some people get drunk off of that. I've seen a meme this week that could also contribute to what we're talking about. It said, if I can remember, no, brother, kind of old. It said, I gotta remember that thing before I get to it, but when I remember it, some people hold on to traumatizing situations, or sometimes people that haven't, some people that haven't been through stuff, they keep sharing their story, or they keep talking about situations because it gets them attention. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, even if you have been through something, sometimes it's time to we all know, for us that grow properly, that know how to go through things and don't let life just be halted because of what you've been through. Because we all know after you get to a certain point, life is 90% of what happened to you and 10% of how you reacted to it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
It's your perspective.
I like that.
Yeah, so sometimes you gotta, you at any point, I don't care how many therapists you saw, at some point in counseling, they're gonna tell you to move forward. They're gonna advise you that it's time for you to move on with your life. You know what I mean?
That's the accountability piece.
Accountability, yeah, that happened to you, and there's nothing in this world you can do to stop it. And I'm not saying if you got raped, don't go after the people that did it.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. But don't let that halt you to the point that you can't live.
And that's the main thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's what they call in therapy. That's the breakthrough, right? Like where they make that transition and be like, okay, this is what happened to me, but this is how I can move forward. You know?
Yes.
A lot of people don't make that transition.
A lot of people don't.
A lot of people want to go get therapy. And I think
that's
mental health is serious, man. You have to go get the help, man, because at the end of the day, you got to release that trauma.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people carrying trauma on there, and they thinking that, it's just a part of my life. But no, that's trauma that you're carrying on with you. That is dictating your perspective, how you deal with your relationship, right? How you deal with your children, even, based upon the trauma that you've been through in your life.
Yeah. Some people look, that story gets me attention.
It's called being a victim.
Yes.
Playing the victim role. And they talk about that in therapy. Playing the victim role. How long are you going to be the victim?
Forever. You 40, 50 years old now. Hey.
There's a lot of money in our culture with playing the victim, writing the tell-all books. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like trying to capitalize, trying to cash up on it, especially if you're quote-unquote victimizing somebody of some form of celebrity, be it a politician, be it a rapper. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of money to be made from that.
Celebrities spend so much money on just lawyers alone.
They have to.
Lawyers alone, yeah, that keep them. Cause somebody going to if I was just seen in a picture with you, I'm in the background at a club. I got enough proof that I was near you that if I got a scratch on my face,
I can indicate you.
Yeah, I can say you did it. Mm-hmm. I can say you did it, and that's what kills me. But that's on another level,
right? Yeah.
So, but with some people, they gravitate to the stories of some people play the victim role that have never been victims.
You can't do that. You have to be careful with that too, because if you
ruin
that
lives.
way, you ruin their lives, but you can attract that energy to your own life truly.
Yeah.
I believe in the laws of attraction, the laws of relativity.
Right.
So if you think in this thing,
careful what you ask for.
The Bible talks about that.
Careful what you ask for.
Yeah,
right,
deep.
bro.
That's deep.
Yeah. So you got your Bill Cosby situation. T.I. going through it right now. I don't even know why. I can't even understand that.
And it hit him at the wrong time.
I don't know this brother. I don't know him at all.
Me.
I just don't see what they talking about. I don't know him. I just don't see that. I don't see if you and your wife having fun. That's crazy. That's crazy. The whole threesome thing, but that's your house. That's your house.
Conduct your house accordingly.
That's what you into.
Conduct your house accordingly.
I don't think the brother was raping people.
I don't think so either. I think that a lot of, if I had to just based upon just, again, don't know the information, all the evidence, just based upon just my opinion, I would give him the benefit of the doubt, right? I would give him the benefit of the doubt. But but see, even like you just made the point earlier, even if it really didn't happen, look how it's impacting his money,
absolutely,
his reputation.
Yeah.
Right now, VH1 said we have paused on all this stuff until this has been handled.
He was supposed to be in another Marvel movie.
Yeah,
right?
Disney pulled the plug on
that
that
told
one
me
too.
that, right?
Yeah, they pulled the plug on that next Ant-Man and a Wasp movie.
And see, and that's why I hate that, because see, that goes to show you when you start to see people that's moved on the come up, you see these things all of a sudden come out of nowhere.
Well,
quote unquote. But here's the thing, though. On the flip side of that,
reversal
was done in the dark, eventually coming to the light. You know what I mean? Not because, like I said, we don't know the facts. We don't wasn't in the room or whatever like that. But we also know, the one thing I love about the Bible is the duality of it. How it, it's a double-edged sword. You know, the same word that can, curse somebody will curse the person that's trying to project it. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to remove the speck from your brother's eye if you got a plank in yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it protects and vindicates.
Absolutely, that's what I was looking for.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah. Protects and vindicates. So, but yeah. So, man, I'm gonna put it out there. The CC word, cancel culture. It's kind of what we all kind of with this whole little situation is kind of hovering around.
That's why we being careful.
Right.
Because of cancel. I haven't got all the way off the ground yet, and I'm being careful. Mm-hmm. I think that's partially why we got to come to America. Because Eddie was being
we talked
careful.
About that. Yeah.
So careful. Man. When I heard what Arsenio said, I was like, just for that, like y'all couldn't, like. We knew it was jokes. So what? Y'all was going to talk about Herman Cain and Trump and all that, but people so sensitive, they were scared.
They ain't touch it.
Here's the thing, though, and not to go off on a tangent, but
go off.
I was talking with my girl last night because we was watching The Nutty Professor last night, and that movie was funny, But it was that same Eddie Murphy, like the N-word was in there. It was that humor. I'm like, man, if he had struck about that time, let's say when did that movie come out, like 2003, 2004, something like that. If Coming to America came out at that time, having the same source material, the same kind of vibe of the first one, man, that thing would have killed.
Exactly.
It would have killed.
And I said that too, because I felt like this second one had the vibe of it being kind of playful.
Yes.
Kind of like the second Nutty Professor.
Correct.
Kind of like the second.
Yes.
Like, the second Nutty Professor one, the sequel of it, it was less. It wasn't nearly as raw and vulgar. It was kind of toned down a little bit.
I don't know, because I watched it right after. It was on the same level, dude. Like, almost.
It was.
He
but
had Grandma with the.
with the
thing.
Yeah. Now that one part, but you got to think
table scenes got a little bit more raunchy.
Absolutely.
The first one was raw too. Especially, I think about the first one, Reggie. when Dave Chappelle got on him, and the jokes
Shout
that he
out
was
to Dave Chappelle too.
Listen, and the jokes that he was giving was not anything like censored or he was giving it to him raw. So
it was definitely pre.
You gotta think about that grandma and the brother on part 2.
To my Joe College.
Yeah. Go back a little part 2. He let his brother get away with a lot of stuff.
His brother was ignorant as hell.
And them deleted scenes.
Oh man, like
you had the DVDs.
Oh, the deleted scenes was hilarious.
Man.
So I think if they would have kept it more of a serious tone, I think it was too playful.
It was,
because you got to think the first coming to
in America.
It wasn't, because the first coming to America was serious though. Think about it though. They made the comedy was based upon their level of ignorance to the culture of
fish
America.
out of water.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what made it funny. Mm-hmm. But they never one time made a mockery of who they were as a people.
100%.
The second one, it was more like, does this really make sense?
I think that's what we was gonna get though. We was gonna get that. And after Herman Cain died, and then all the Trump stuff happened, I think they were just playing it safe. They played it too safe. But I still enjoyed it.
I still enjoyed the movie, dude. It was good
I
to
can
see
watch
so
that with my kids.
Yeah.
That's one of those movies where you got your family around, holiday season,
Yeah.
and you put it on in the background.
It's safe.
Everybody can watch it. That's one of them type of movies.
Right.
So the movie's going to do well. It's probably did very well already as far as the stream. Right. They made that money.
That's dope.
Right. But at the end of the day, though, if I had to pick between the first and the second, I'm going with the first one all day. I'm going with the first one.
Yeah, 100.
Especially Arsenio Hall in the club. I want you. And I want your friend, too.
Yeah.
That joke's funny, man.
I think from what I got from that interview that it was 30 minutes of the movie that was cut out in America.
That has to.
Yeah. So
I wish they would do an uncut of when they release it, that they have like
hey man, Snyder Cut got his version. They got the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Can we get an Eddie Murphy cut of Coming to America, like the real deal? Coming to America too.
When he let them boys
when you just let them go, man.
Hey, the barbershop guys didn't curse at all.
Right, which is that's complete.
That's one
unbelievable.
Of the most memorable lines.
Right.
F you and F you. Who's next?
Right, who's next? Right, exactly.
So we got, I don't know. I mean, it still got some memorable parts, you know. Uppity B say what? I've been dragging that in the ground.
How many people you got with that?
Like a couple.
A couple of them. Because most folks that see the movie, they seen the movie, and be like,
yeah, I ain't gonna do it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Boy said he gonna buy him a Tesla. He said, brown stuff.
Yo, shout out to Wesley Snipes. He was a standout in that movie too.
Yeah,
like,
him and Leslie Jones.
Yeah,
but you had to know something else was brewing with that movie because you got Leslie Jones, Tracy Morgan, and Lunel.
Right.
They curse for a living.
That's another thing.
They raunchy for a living.
Right.
Tracy Morgan didn't get to go off like he wanted to.
No.
Like,
not even in the slightest.
I mean, because Tracy Morgan is ignorant. I don't know if y'all watched that show called Last OG.
Yeah.
The uncut version of it is ignorant.
Yeah, the Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ignorant. Shout out to Tracy.
Yeah. So going back into this cancel culture.
Yeah.
That we was robbed of another classic, I believe. And it's still a classic for children, but another classic what we could have seen. Cancel culture, I don't go with the masses. I don't believe I believe that every man should have his own opinion about things.
Absolutely.
I don't think that just because you say you don't like somebody that I can't like them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If me and you friends and you don't like this person, I got to stop being friends with one of y'all just to maintain one friendship. Yeah. That's not fair to me.
Right.
Like, I'm cool with both of y'all. Now, if he your enemy, that's another thing. But if y'all just ain't cool, hey, man, that's y'all business.
I got to figure that out.
That's y'all business. Y'all fell out about some money being owed or something like that. That ain't no reason for you to bring the whole hood into it.
Right.
Then the whole neighborhood ain't got nothing to do with y'all beef over $5.
And I'm going to tell you something. You hit it on the nose, too. I think it's a product of the times that we live in, because in the past, like you said, two people having beef about their $5 being owed or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. It wasn't neighborhood knowledge like that.
Yeah.
But now we got the Facebooks, we got the social media, everything is broadcast, and as a culture, man, everything is so we want instant gratification for our things. Like if we outraged about something, we want instant gratification for either seeing that person be punished, tarred and feathered politically or whatever like that, or financially.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. They got Pepe, dude. They got
we
Pepe
going after cartoons now?
What they do with Pepe?
What? Pepe Le
They
Pew.
cut him out.
Yeah, they cut him out, man.
Cut him out what? Space Jam?
Space Jam and all
Looney Tunes.
Why they do Pepe
They
like
say
that?
he's a pervert.
They say Pepe too rapey, man.
He ain't rapey, just Pepe just. He's one of them. Pepe one of them. I'm trying to figure out how to work. Pepe one of them. Pepe one of them. Listen,
fam, my man.
Listen, hold up. I don't know what to say, but Pepe one of them cats you see in the club.
We see Pepe every day.
He the old dude at the club.
No, God,
hey,
everybody know Pepe.
Come on, girl. You show look. That's what they gonna cancel Jerome next.
You might well cancel Jerome. You might. What's the guy on Family? What's the show Family Guy? That's the show Family Guy. Quagmire. He is the perv of the perv.
Monique from the Parkers.
Because she was so at the professor, was she?
Yeah.
You get all, and I guess the thing of the conundrum with cancel culture is, where do you draw the line? Y'all may recall the recent thing that happened with Dr. Seuss, where they started pulling some of the books based off of some of the images in there.
Some racism and
shit. Yeah. Like they had these African characters in there. They had big lips and everything. Then they had the Asian characters slant out. Yeah, Dr. Seuss, man.
But what about the Looney Tunes stuff when they had the old?
See, they already cut that out.
They cut that out.
They cut that out.
Disney back in the day where you really. Right, Elmer Fudd, yeah. Elmer Fudd was originally black, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was racist.
Oh, yeah.
I think some things, I think we're too sensitive.
I agree.
I think the culture has 100%. Gotten way too sensitive.
Way.
Because my thing is, why we're going to be sensitive public and be raw behind doors?
But that takes away, eventually that's going to get to...
That's being fake.
It's going to get to the way we interact with people in our regular lives, off TV. It's going to come to that. You can't say, hey, baby, hey, beautiful, good morning, beautiful. They already got a problem with that.
Right.
They saying that's too monolithic. Like, we can't say the same. Like, how many greetings are there?
So let me ask
if I think you're beautiful in this morning, good morning. Beautiful.
So my question is, do you think the way society is conducting now, how they want everybody to conduct themselves, is it making people more sensitive?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if it's making people more sensitive, is it causing people to have more mental illness quicker because of the level of sensitivity versus having to be strong? Because back in the day, you got to think, wow, we grew up. I mean, it might not have been the best tactic, but we had to be tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's and to your point, that's why we get the participation awards for the entire team that played in the sports. Even though they lost, they're going to get this participation award because they don't want the kids to feel bad about it and all this kind of stuff. Bro, like, it's creating, I'm going to say it, it's creating a society of punks, man. Like, especially like when it comes to these young men, you know what I mean? Like, there's a level of, there's a rite of passage, I think, as young men. We all been through it where, we chip our tooth, we fall down, and our parents tell us, or our uncle, whoever, get up. That's yourself. You all right? Get up off of the ground. You all right?
Yeah, get up.
And now I think our kids have been so coddled. This new generation is so coddled to where they don't even know how to properly process conflict. You know what I mean? Or something they don't agree with. Mm-hmm. And if it's something they don't agree with, they want to cancel it. They want to get rid of it.
Cancel it or put it on social media, like you said.
Yep.
And more important, I realize more than ever why people put their business out on Facebook, Instagram, etc. It's not just only for the instant gratification, but they want the validation.
Yes. Yeah.
They want to know, do you agree with me?
Yeah.
They want somebody to be like, that's wrong, so they can feel even more. But I don't need your opinion, your validation to know how I feel.
Exactly.
But that's you knowing
that's
yourself.
That's being secure in yourself.
Say it again.
Yeah, dude. Be secure in yourself, brother. Yeah, that's and that's where. Wow. And I feel like it's been propagated and over these years where you got the like button and these kids get so sensitive about, oh, my friend didn't like my post. I'm just saying, well, we talking about kids, grown men and women do this now.
Somebody called me and asked me why I never liked their post.
Come on, man.
Why you didn't share me? Why you didn't share this? Why you didn't tag me in it? Like, it's crazy to me.
This is why I'm not on social media.
I like you in real life, dude.
But like,
ask me that.
Right. So you have to be careful not being so sucked into that social media.
Absolutely,
because you can get sucked
it's
into it subconscious.
It's the Matrix, dude.
The modern day Matrix.
It really is.
I don't care about it.
I don't
take
it.
none of that serious.
I don't have any of it, dude. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't have none
I have
of
it, but I use it accordingly.
It's a good
for
tool
business aspect.
You can make money off of it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people I follow,
it's one of those things, like, I'm going to take a page from Tony Montana. What was the saying? Don't get high on your own supply. Use it. Don't abuse it. You know what I mean? Like, don't abuse the social media. Don't get caught up into it. Because it is a modern day Matrix.
I've never seen Scarface all the way.
Shame.
Oh, man, brother. I'm going to need
now we got to take 15 minutes.
Listen.
I'm sorry, podcast listeners. We got to take 15 minutes to just drill up on this guy about why he ain't finished.
I just always thought it was a black guy story. And it was kind of weird that it was him.
It's a come-up story, man.
He wasn't even Cuban.
No,
it was just weird for me.
In real life, he's not.
Right.
It was just weird for me. Now, you
so
talk
that's
about
what
New Jack City.
That's what took you out of that movie?
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies then, boy, because they do that with a lot of
I didn't watch it.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a good movie.
It is.
It's a good movie. You got to watch it. That's your homework assignment.
That's your homework assignment.
You need to go ahead and don't start it from when you remember. You got to hit that thing from the start.
That's funny.
I don't remember none of it at this
That's
point.
what, and you got to commit. That is a great movie. I can sit there. If Scarface came on, it's a couple movies like that. Goodfellas and stuff.
I love Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is a classic.
Yeah.
Get up there and watch it.
Bronx Tales.
Man, what?
Man, I love all that. New Jack City. I like it.
New Jack City's a classic.
Casino,
yeah.
Godfather series.
Yep.
Man.
I'm done. I'm done.
Godfather, boy.
I don't even want to. We ain't gonna do it.
You can learn so much about business from watching Godfather.
All right, full
and that
disclosure,
and body
I finished
language.
the third one.
And body language too.
They had an uncut that was released.
Of the third one?
I never watched the uncut.
Yeah, the uncut. Well, it's not an uncut. It's a reimagining or something. It was released last year or this year. It was supposed to be in theaters.
Did you ever watch The Irishman?
Yeah.
The Irishman was good.
I didn't finish.
It was long, but it was good.
That sucker was long, man.
It was a very good movie. I like anything with Joe Pesci and played an Italian, played a mafia man. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
He good at it.
Yeah, he still after all these years, he still got it, man.
But I know I watched it.
Yeah,
I know I enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. So with the cancel culture, like it's a lot of those type of movies too. And something I wanted to piggyback on what you said earlier. Also, not only does it give you the nuts, so to speak, to deal with life. You know, when you deal with everything, it's okay to tell a dude no, you're not interested. Mm-hmm. Why you got to go to HR to tell them that you told them that you weren't interested? Yeah. Now, if the dude is
being
aggressive,
overly
aggressive,
yeah.
if he's been consistent at coming on to you every single day,
after you told him, welcome me, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm. Now, some dudes get in trouble for this if they said something one time.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either because then the flip side, let's just be honest with it, right? We all been in the workplace. You know, we brothers was keeping 100.
Most people beat their spouses at work. That's still true.
Not even just that, but women talk crazy at work too. Yes, some of the craziest, most inappropriate conversations that sparked off based upon women bringing it up. Yep. Women talk that ass too.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but as men though, now if we now flip side,
it is. I already know where you're going.
I'm gonna flip it. So now, if we go run into HR, oh, she was bringing up this conversation about this and that. We be looked at as
well. Made me feel uncomfortable.
Made me feel uncomfortable. First of all, would they even believe me?
Right. Hey, I've had
would they even believe me?
I've had situations where I had to get a restraining order.
That's different, dog. That might be a fatal.
That's a whole nother level, right there.
Oh yeah,
that might be a fatal.
I had a stalker situation.
Okay, that's what I said.
I had to deal with.
Speak on it.
I had to deal with a certain kind of way. You know, I had to put paperwork on that to keep me from being in trouble.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
Yeah.
Damn.
In case I had to defend myself, this is what's going on. That's why I did it.
Okay.
But when I did that, I was almost laughed out the office.
Real talk?
Yeah, they look at him crazy.
Yeah.
That's
like, dude, you don't need us. You just need to stop messing with them.
Wow.
And they ain't gonna put no paperwork on it.
Obviously, if I can just tell her to leave me alone, I wouldn't be here.
in his office, right? Right. Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, man.
But to your point,
pulled a knife on my mama.
Oh,
now, see, you don't mess with no man's mama.
Right?
You don't mess with no mama.
She went far.
You don't mess with no brother's mom.
She went far.
You know, we love them. We love our mothers, man.
Damn, dude. But yeah, to your point, though, dude, that's exactly what it is. Like, it's a double standard, especially when it comes to men wanting to voice those same complaints. And like you just said, it happens. It happens every day. You know, with men getting that type of treatment, but you know, it's not fair across the board. Now, the side that's not normally talked about in a scenario like that is like where it's a woman in power that makes, because I've experienced this myself.
Me too.
It's like a woman manager. It's an office full of women. You know, you probably like one of the only few guys in the group, and they'll get on a conversation about.
Especially if they think you're attractive.
Yeah.
If they think you're attractive, you can get the full
become. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. And like in the middle of a meeting, like there was like this whole little segment where they was talking about men or whatever like that, and I got brought into the equation like,
what's your
and women weighing in right then and there. Mm-hmm. I laughed about it. Me, like I didn't take it as being offensive or whatever like that. But if the roles had been reversed, every man in that room would have lost their job, man.
Or been on the final.
Yeah.
You know. So
that's crazy. Partially, we have to thank Tarana Burke for this.
The originator of the Me Too movement.
Yes.
Is that her? Yeah.
Hey, can I say something about her? And not get in trouble on YouTube or something like that?
Speak freely, man. Brother. Speak freely, brother.
Right. Have you seen her?
Yes, I have. I know where you're going with this.
I don't like this.
Say, bro. Say, bro.
Hey, man. She looked like somebody put cigarettes out on her face.
Damn.
Hey, I don't know if this happened. Maybe that happened at work, and that's why she's so comfortable about it.
Because she passionate as hell, boy.
She is. She don't want no guy to compliment women in no professional form, not even in person. In your person, if she have her way, we ain't gonna be able to holler at women at gas stations, grocery stores, or nothing.
Then
it's all inappropriate.
And then I guess how would you find your Mr. Whatever? Because I can't talk to you. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, and then it's so many different avenues. I'm trying to be careful here.
Please do, but speak freely though. Because
I know you walk on that thin line.
Yeah, it is, dude, and that thing shake every now and then too.
Yeah.
But
it's sad though. That's where we at right now. Well, we have to walk the thin line. Mm-hmm. Well, I should be able to speak freely.
You should know with what I said about her because I just don't see nobody just harass.
That's your opinion.
Yeah,
they might have somebody that find that.
Again, somebody find me attractive that don't find me attractive over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Abusing the eye of the beholder. Right,
100%. Another thing about
I'm just saying, who attracted cigarette burns in your face though?
That's the cigarette being put out. We got our soundboard over here. So, but no, man. Another confusing thing about the cancel culture is that I don't think anyone could adequately explain exactly what it entails or what it encompasses, because in the beginning it was the Me Too movement, right? It was about women being oppressed at work, being physically and sexually assaulted or whatever like that. All great causes, but now we riding on Pepe Le Pew.
I hate that black woman.
We riding on Dr. Seuss. We riding on.
They don't want nothing on TV. Men like women. If men don't like women, there are no babies. There are no babies. So we can't tell you that we find you attractive, that we would like to date you if we can.
But I got something though, if I may.
Go ahead.
So with that being said, if you don't want nobody complimenting you, then why wear the things that you wear that's going to make someone notice you?
Oh, we can't talk about that either.
Oh, but that goes. Come on, let's be real for a second. I'm gonna say it, and I don't care. It is what it is. Put me out.
Speak freely, bro.
Women.
Hold on, disclosure. YouTube pulled Ty's part of this out. Go ahead.
All right, cool. You got that out the way. Disclaimer. So, with that being said, these women that getting dressed and putting these clothes on, looking at themselves in the mirror, they know what they're putting on.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. You know when it's sundress season.
Yo,
which is about to, which is almost upon us. And you know, and I'm not trying to be funny. Okay, let's just be honest. You a grown woman. Maybe you young. That's one thing. But if you're a grown woman, your mid-20s, early 20s, we say mid-20s. I give you a curve. Mm-hmm. In your mid-20s, first, you know when you put that dress on what that thing reveals.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, they don't give a man a right to be aggressive with you or rape you. That's why I'm giving a disclaimer because active listening is very important too. So guys, active listening. I'm not saying that because a woman wear that gives a man a right to rape her or to disrespect her, harass her. It doesn't give that. But as a man, me complimenting you and seeing you out in public because I like what I see, and I say, hey, you're beautiful or whatever the case may be. And I don't say, hey, I don't come at you in the mail like, yo, that ass is fat and nothing. Hey, let's see what you're beautiful. Mm-hmm. I wanted to compliment you. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to know you, what the case may be. What's the harm in that? What's the harm in that? There's no harm in that. Now, at that point, if after I establish that or whatever the case, the introduction, however you want to do it, and you put it out there, hey, I'm not interested, then at that point, and I continue going, then that's a different story.
Right.
But like you say, you chimed in, like you said, brother, if I compliment you, it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem if I come at you the right way. Right. You want somebody to notice you. You do want to be noticed. Women are not getting beautiful and glamming themselves up just for themselves. They want to be recognized. They like that. They love it. They feed off of that. A woman loves that beauty.
They want it from us. They want it from other women.
They want it from others. They want, even if the man don't say it, they want somebody to look.
Yeah. I agree.
They want to be seen.
So, with that being said,
I don't understand them eyebrows, though, them lashes and stuff.
I don't need all that. I don't need all that.
Why it gotta look like window washers, like them look like big, dude? Like they all, it look like it's weighing down their eyes sometimes.
It look like you about to fly
out. Right, you can't even see their eyes, man.
They say the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Well, you blocking them eyelashes.
What we were watching yesterday? And the sister made a good point. What's the sister?
Shiraza Ali.
Listen, shout out.
They banned her later.
I don't care, but can I shout out though? Are you okay with that? I'm gonna give her a shout out because you can't be a woman who say I want something real. Because this is what she said. You want something real, and you say I want a real man with these real qualities, these real morals and stuff like that. And then you turn around and you not presenting yourself as being raw and real of who you
What's
are.
real about you?
That's what she. I'm not. This ain't out of my mouth as a man. This out of a woman's mouth.
Yeah.
Fake hair, fake eyes, fake lashes, heels. You ain't that tall. That's what Chris Rock said. And you ain't that tall. What Tupac said, fake hair, fake nails, fake eyes too?
Yeah.
So you bound to mess with fake guys too.
Wow.
So, again, it's nothing wrong if you do it, but don't let that be who you are. Don't let that be that, because I'm able to put a wig on. I'm able to put some lashes on.
You ain't going to
and all that stuff, that means that you think that you, I'm just saying though, right? Because, some women like that based on certain circumstances, alopecia, when
they get the hair.
Yeah, and all that stuff. So, I understand people do certain things for some reason.
Shave it, baby. You're beautiful. Shave it.
But some people don't. But, a woman's, I heard this from one girl I know. And she said that she did hair and everything. She said a woman's glory is her hair.
Well, that's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. Right. So a woman hair. So, with that being said, I kind of be a little more lenient towards that because that's a really big thing with that. But that being said, I don't. But if you carry yourself well because you're able to put that hairpiece on or those lashes on, or because you're doing all these things and you think that you're better than me, you feel like this is a come up, then you got the game messed up, and you see a lot of people carry themselves because of that, and that's where there's a problem.
Do what compliments you. That's and do the work that's necessary to get the attention of the people that you seek.
Because what you practice, what you attract.
Yeah. I was talking to my nephew on a cruise one night, and he said something to me that stick with me to this day.
What's that?
He said, "You like them kind of women, work out." And he walked off. He said, "Do what you got to do. Do the work." Hey, if so, bald head, big body you don't work for the men that you want. Slim down a little bit. You know what I mean?
You talking that is.
You know what I mean? Do what you got to do to attract the people that you want to attract.
But that would be accountable. You hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
That's accountability.
Do white people like dealing with accountants?
Right, I'm about to say they don't want to hear that.
No, man.
That means I have to work. That's too
hard.
hard.
Right.
We live in a culture that wants us to be responsible for what they deem inappropriate, but you don't have to be responsible for yourself.
Your own actions. Yeah.
Man, you can't do that, bro.
Be responsible for you. Nobody has to tell you when to care about what you want in life.
And that's the hypocrisy that's so baked into this cancel culture stuff. The folks that's calling for people to be, it's so funny, man. I just heard the sermon today from Bishop T.D. Jakes. Shout out to the Potter's House.
I get so many people telling me I look like that dude.
You do now that I'm looking at it. Yo.
I already go ahead.
I'm cuter than him in real life.
I mean, you slim. I mean, you listen. I mean, you slimming down. You slimming down. You slim the TD. In real life. You know what I'm saying? But the features are there.
I look like anybody dark skinned with a bald head.
Squint your eyes.
Right
there it is.
I mean, I'm telling you, put the glasses on and everything, pour the suit,
man.
and get behind the pulpit. They're gonna think you TD that worked out. Like, TD been working out.
No cap.
Anybody that's dark skinned and bald head, I've been referred to as that. Rick Ross.
Okay.
Rose.
Isaac Hayes. It's just anybody that's dark skinned.
Man, them the cool cats,
brother.
Them the cool cats.
But I look like my mama and my dad. That's how I see it.
TD.
And TD. Like, that's a distant cousin.
Yeah. Did she go to a sermon?
Right.
Did he slip up in there?
No. Man. You wrong on that one, bro. You're wrong on that one.
But before I miss my point, T.D. Jakes mentioned something about how, everybody has come short. Everybody is saying or whatever like that. And he said, I don't know what pastor he was referring to, but he said he gave a eulogy to a pastor that had a very troubled past that kind of came out right before he died. I don't know what pastor he was referring to. He didn't drop the name. But he said he started out the sermon. That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. But he didn't. He started the sermon with, "Hey, no man or woman under the sound of my voice without sin." So if that's the case, then folks, and then he later went on to say that, people want, we hold these people accountable for being something that we know we're not ourselves.
At all.
You know what I mean? Like, you want
Kirk
this person
Franklin.
to be perfect.
Listen,
you want these people to be perfect.
I'm cool with Kirk.
Right.
I ain't got no problem with Kirk did. I'm sorry we digress.
No issues with that.
I'm sorry. I know we kind of transitioned.
Can
we talk about that for a second?
If that was my son, I would have pulled up.
Can we talk about that for a second? Can we focus on that topic for a second?
Go for it, brother. Because I agree with you.
That's being raised in black house, in a black household. The one thing that fathers made sure they establish with their sons was that dominance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn how big you are. I don't care how old you are. Whatever.
What the saying is, I brought you in this world.
Nah.
Check you out. Bill Cosby said that he made that saying popular.
What, I brought you in this world? That was from him? Okay.
He made it popular.
Yeah.
It's always been around, but he brought it to the masses.
Yeah.
But every culture practiced that. That's the crazy thing about it. I've been around the world. I've been to Israel. I've been to Italy, London, Istanbul, all that. That culture never changed. You, as males, we have to establish that dominance, especially with your son. You have to. I don't care if Kirk Franklin. We all fall short of the glory.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying?
100.
So with that being said, he addressed it in a way that he felt like he had to address it in order to get his point across.
You have to speak their language.
Because I'm not trying to be funny, but so son. Let's go the GP version, right? GP version, So son, I don't think that's right. You talking like that to me, and you need to come at me in a better way. His son was off the chain.
Okay.
His son wanted to smoke. Mm-hmm. Y'all, if I don't know, have anybody y'all heard the audio? Y'all heard the audio? And he was provoking him too. He was provoking him. He was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he was doing because he know who he's dealing with.
And he knew he was recording too. Let's be clear about that.
He knew who he was dealing with, and he knew. Listen, as all of us being sons, we're all sons,
right?
And we know that in certain things we do with our fathers, who have our fathers involved, what we can do, the do's and the don'ts.
Absolutely.
What are the things that will get my father pissed off, and the things that my father would approve of.
Right.
He knew what he was doing to provoke that man, and he wanted to do it to cause it to mess up that man's reputation. But little did he know, and that's why I will say thank you for the solidarity of black people
Yeah.
In this situation.
In this situation.
That's what I said. In this situation,
which is rare.
Which is rare. But in Kurt Franklin's situation, it benefited him because when you hear everything and all these preachers, they cuss behind the scenes. You don't think they don't? They all do. Piss them off. That's why I like that show Greenleaf.
Yeah, that's Greenleaf.
That's why I used to love that show, Pastors of L.A.
Cause they raw too. They
was raw.
Listen, they just raw, not raw.
Yeah.
They out there. They out there. But at the end of the day, though, I'm not going to judge that man, crucify that man for that.
No.
At the end of the day, he did what he had to do. He made his point. And at the end of the day, he said what he said. Now, granted, is there always a better way of handling it? Absolutely.
Right,
You're not going to negate that. But at the end of the day, did he do anything that was just wrong? No, hell no, because every culture do it. I've seen black folks, white folks, Mexicans, Italians, Indians, Chinese, Asian, cuss their kids out.
The way you sum it up is everybody's human, man.
33.
There's the guy, the
he
son,
grown,
right?
bro. He big grown.
Man.
You ain't no child. You grown.
Right.
You can definitely get hands.
That means
we can slap box.
What he called his son in the beginning, it rings true. It rings true.
Man, let me stop.
He called him. Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I know this is your stuff, man.
I don't speak that way.
I don't want to censor. I
don't use the B word. No, I mean it's uncensored. It's uncensored. You can say what you want.
I'm not gonna call nobody that, but I mean at the end. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, you good. I'm just letting you know you can say whatever you want to say. It's just the way that I speak. I don't use that term because when that term come out, unless I'm referencing something, it ain't no coming back from that.
No, I can't call you. Listen, we can't call each other that.
No,
you can't.
But hey, a lot of people from New Orleans use that word.
The women do.
The B.
Yeah, women do.
No, a lot of guys. A lot of guys I met.
No.
They call guys that.
Oh, I don't know that type.
Let
me say this.
Go ahead.
And this for my New Orleans podcasters listening. I'm from old school New Orleans, like 80s babies New Orleans. I ain't with that new stuff. Like you talk to New Orleans in my age. We not saying that, fam.
Yeah.
I'll point me out to the person that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I'm not sure. I've been in the woods, and I ain't really heard too many cats who I was around that even reference each other in the B word.
Nah, fam.
Yeah.
To me, that's almost like fighting words. You dig what I'm saying?
It's gotta
be. I mean, because they don't go just. I don't play that. Right. To me, it's like, I hate to say this. Like someone outside of the black community call me a nigga, and then you got the B word. It's right under there. It's right there. It's right there.
100%.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And
you call me that, we ain't friends no more.
Yeah, it's damaging.
Like you being serious with it? Yeah, no,
right.
You can't do that.
You can't call me that.
Because I mean, of course we don't play like, but real men ain't gonna do that. Alphas ain't gonna. We don't talk in that language.
No.
That ain't even part of our vocabulary.
Matter of fact, alphas don't address women like that. You know what I mean? Let alone another man.
Absolutely.
That's how.
It's not like you said. It's not
if
your.
I call a woman that's the last time we will speak.
Yeah,
but that's what, like you said, it's not even your vocabulary.
No,
because you're an alpha. We alphas. Alphas, we don't use that. What is the point of that word?
Pack laws.
I don't gotta address you. I don't gotta make my point to you. I ain't gotta make my point to you.
That G code.
Boy, hey, as men, I don't have to call you a bitch to get my point across.
Right?
No.
But that just shows a lack of vocabulary.
No, yeah, I ain't got to talk to you like that. I can tell you simply, hey, I don't want to speak to you no more. So Bye-bye.
And we ain't got to hate each other.
Done.
We ain't got to hate each other.
No.
We ain't got to hate each other. You just,
I'm done with you. Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Treat you like 75. You going north, I'm going south.
Yeah.
This is my off ramp.
We just passing each other.
I'm done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm done. When we got to talk to each other like that, when we got to put hands on you, that's it.
Nah, man, that's a wrap.
Man. I can't do that. I live a peaceful life, brother. My life is peaceful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really big on that. My success in life is based upon the amount of money I have, plus the amount of peace I have in my life.
100%. Dude.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what success. That's my true success.
And a big prayer to the women that have experienced some of this behavior from men, whether it be domestic violence, rape, verbal abuse, physical abuse, harassment. Harassment. I'm still on the fence about that a little bit because I think being a person, you know how to deal with that. Hey, say no. Now, if it gets to, so harassment is more than that.
It is.
Harassment is when
It's
I
beyond
said
the note.
Go deeper. Go a little deeper.
Yeah, harassment is
beyond the
that.
note. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people get it misconstrued.
100%.
Thank you. I'm glad you clarified that. Thank you.
Because if this is one time me speaking to you,
I shouldn't lose my job.
I know.
You know what I mean? I shouldn't lose my career, something I worked hard for, because
I thought
approached
you
this
was
woman
pretty.
in a respectful way, and you felt some type of way
You
about
get
that.
pissed off at me in the workplace, but if you was in a restaurant and the brother the same thing, you okay with it? Isn't that like
Are
hypocrisy?
they? Are
I
they?
don't know if they are, dude. Yeah,
That's why I
listen,
think
some of
we
them are.
thriving
Listen,
on
bro.
online dating right
I've
now because
seen it. I've seen girls that put on a show in the workplace and act like I'm not with it, and then you seen them outside of the workplace, and the brother who came at her in a more disrespectful manner, and she was okay with it. People like to put on the stuff for the ground, up on the show.
you know where your power is too. A lot of people get stuck drunk on that too.
What's that?
That
The
power.
power. They know what their power is.
They
They know what the
call that.
leverage. They know they can get away with what they can.
And dude, and that's just dude. And it kind of feeds this monster. It feeds the beast of this, this cancel culture thing, because the hypocrisy in it is perfect example. You guys, I don't know if y'all know the story about James Gunn. James Gunn, the director of the Marvel movies, he do the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. So this guy had a tweet way back in the G, something about it was distasteful. It was a tweet about he was trying to joke about what is it, pedophilia. It was a joke about pedophilia, and it wasn't even specific, but it was kind of general. He got X'd. It was years ago. I want to say this thing came, like, the tweet was like back in like 2013 or something like that.
It was all a tweet.
And Disney hacked him. They cut him off. Then the outrage from the people, like, well, why y'all got rid of this guy or whatever like that? There was the outrage from the outrage. So that's another thing. It's like we eating ourselves when it comes to this. Like, it's outrage for the original cancel culture, and then we bounce back. Anyway, long story short, Disney ends up going back and rehiring this man to do the movies.
But Disney.
So all the outrage that these people supposedly had, at the end of the day, when it came down to money, it came down to the bottom line.
But not,
A lot of times they want the apology.
They want the apology and everything like that.
Well, he apologized and he still asked him.
But they did just to
and
show.
they hired him back like two years later or something like that. They hired him back.
He got put on probation.
Yeah.
It was probation.
Yeah, that's what they do to them.
They put him on probation.
That's probably all happened behind the scenes.
No, so what behind the scenes they said, listen,
that's
Gun,
that
time
Mr.
out.
Gun.
That privilege.
Listen, we don't want to do it.
True too.
Because let's just be honest. Mr. Gun, no, we probably don't want to do this shit, but you know, things are a little sensitive right now. We're gonna put you in time out.
Right.
Now we're gonna put out there we release you, but we're gonna take care of you at the end. Because at the end of the day, one thing you can never deny is the man's work.
Right.
Hey, R. Kelly new song is slamming.
I ain't even listen to Kales. I still listen to.
I liked it.
I still listen to Kales. I don't agree with it, but I still listen to a little bit of Kales.
Agree with what? This dude has not been formally charged.
Listen,
and he's still in prison.
I'm not gonna sit there and play this game of politics with everybody, where they're gonna act like because there's people out there who they don't agree with and they still listen to. Now we don't know as a point he's not guilty.
Right.
He's not guilty at this point. Now, a lot of evidence to show that Kales was a wild boy. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave that up to interpretation.
Wow. That damn concert I seen, dude came out with see-through pants.
No, I don't want to see that. I'm leaving the concert. I can't do it. Kales didn't do that. Kales did not do that.
I was like, dude, you should have said women only.
Kales didn't do you like that, bro.
I wish you lived with that, bro. And said that.
You should have said women only.
I should leave Kales.
Nah, man.
The greatest R&B singer ever.
One of them.
I don't think nobody can top him. If they did a versus, R. Kelly would stand alone. Who can challenge him?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You got to think from a songwriter perspective, right? And just from a musical genius, you have to give Kales the roses. You have to give him the roses. No. Hear what I'm saying?
Lionel Richie?
No, listen.
That's the only other one
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the wordplay I'm saying.
You're talking about songwriters?
Listen, when they talk about singing, I didn't say singing because R. Kelly's not the best singer in the world. Hell, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, look at his look.
He's not. I said,
hey,
and we can make a debate. And listen, I wish I could call a viewer right now. I put him on the phone right now. R. Kelly is good at holding a note. He can hold
better.
As far as a singer?
Yes. Who's better?
Usher can sing better than R. Kelly.
Usher can't sing better than R. Kelly.
Yes, he
crazy?
can. Absolutely, he can. We talking about from singing. We ain't talking about songwriting.
Don't get in this game. I'm watching it.
Listen, no. Listen, let's don't get it misconstrued.
Usher can barely sing.
You say R. Kelly can sing better than Usher?
Usher can barely sing.
He can barely sing.
Absolutely not.
I'm trying to stay on my bench, but I can't approve.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm throwing you in the fire. You got so we're not talking about songwriting. We're talking about if a person was singing a song. Bump that if someone's singing a funeral. Black funerals they sing. They don't sing. They sing. They don't sing. They sing. Okay. So
R. Kelly sing acapella all the time.
Listen, I mean, I know I'm the world's greatest. Listen, I know.
No, hey, Mr. DJ. You know the first album. My body's calling.
My body's calling me, but listen, the wordplay and we're talking about songwriting. You're stuck on the songwriting. We're talking about
first of
singing.
all, R. Kelly can't read.
Y'all gonna drop R. Kelly, man. Listen, we ain't talking about reading. We talking about him as a songwriter now, and him as a singer. Songwriting, ain't nobody messing with him. Besides, I'm gonna tell you. Now, I tell you someone who's better than him as a songwriter.
Quincy Jones.
I go higher. I mean Quincy Jones, and I say Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson did his own music too. Where? Wait, what?
Michael Jackson did not only he used to do his own beats. He did his. They got plenty of songs. He did his own beats. Quincy Jones helped influence some of it.
Wait, so Michael Jackson started doing his own?
Yes! Mike was doing his own music too, yes!
Okay.
Quincy Jones helped with some of his music, but Mike Jackson did a lot of his music on his own and his
Quincy
beats.
was more of a composer.
Now y'all saying that, and I'm glad you brought up Michael Jackson.
I love Mike Jackson.
We're talking about who could top R. Kelly's.
Mike Jackson? I'm going Mike Jackson.
God bless the dead, Prince. And that's why I said all that. I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna purify myself in the lakes of Minnetonka. I'm gonna stay right there.
With Apollonia and Vanity. I'm sorry, we digress.
I know we did.
We digress. But shout out to
I didn't know that was
hold on. Listen. God bless her soul. Shout out to Vanity. God bless her soul.
Vanity passed away?
Yeah,
man, she been gone for like a minute. Yeah, Vanity transition, bro. And the one thing I will say about her is that this is the opportunity where we want,
Vanity in Purple Rain or Apollonia?
That was Apollonia. Apollonia was in Purple Rain.
Okay.
Vanity was in that Bruce Lee, the Last Dragon, Bruce Lee.
Yes.
So with that being,
Prince had a squad.
Yeah, Prince had a squad. So Vanity, though, again, shout out to Vanity, and God bless her soul. You know what I'm saying? She's no longer with us. But one thing I will give a shout out on is that before she transitioned, she did get her life right. She did give her life right. She gave herself to God for what it showed and everything like that. So, obviously she made peace with the Creator based upon what we've seen.
Rest in power.
So rest in power. Cancer or something?
I forgot how she died, but she died young. But she died in her 40s, man. She been dead. Yeah, like her 40s or late 40s or 50s. But yeah, she died, man. Yeah, man. So she's no longer with us, man. Your people. Yeah, Vanity's transition, man. So with that being said, that's why I want to make sure I show a little respect. We talking about her. Yeah. I'm bringing her up based on her beauty and nothing else.
Right.
She fine.
And that talent.
I do remember her giving her life to God, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. So what we got? We got off track though, but because that could be a whole nother topic. Now we
that R. Kelly the best?
No, just R&B in general. Like we talk about who the greats or whatever like that. But R. Kelly, when I think about singing and songwriting, R. Kelly ain't in my top. Definitely not in my top 10.
He's right up there with Lionel Richie. To me,
no. I mean, as a songwriter, I give him props. He's up there. I put him
trash.
I put him up there. R. Kelly's definitely top five. And because you gotta give it to him because not only from the think about all the hits that he's made. Think about all the kids why they're here because of Kells. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Think about the fact how he transitioned over from R&B. He's done country music. He's done gospel.
Yep, he done gospel.
You know what I'm saying? And not only did he transition, like, okay, I made an album, but he was successful at it, right? Mm. He know what he's doing. It's certain people that have that it, right? Like Jay-Z in hip-hop. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z has that, what is called that it. And some people may not like Jay-Z, but here's Jay-Z. And that's totally fine. But Jay-Z has this thing where he knows that I can put out anything I want, and guess what? The people are gonna what? Gonna buy it. Drake has it. Drake has it too, and Drake has it too.
Yep.
Just that
hell
yeah. Drake could put out anything right now, and it will go viral quick.
That last thing he just dropped was trash, and it's playing.
But it's gonna go viral because Drake.
That's what kills me about.
I call them residual artists.
I know
residual artists.
I call them residuals because no matter what they put out, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Likes Drake, but Drake is the most popular rapper in the world.
What's that?
He's the most popular rapper in the world, but I don't know anybody personally
that listen to him
that likes Drake.
Because people fake it behind the scenes.
I listen to his music.
I like Drake. I like Drake.
Yeah, that's on wax. That's Chalin. I like Drake.
I'm real. I'm being real with I'm secure with who I am. I like Drake.
So this is going in my mental Rolodex. This is the last time you see these two individuals.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a hip hop head. I love hip hop.
That is the only artist I've ever threw the CD out of my window.
No kidding. Now, if we talking about the one,
the first one.
We talking about artists that I just need the entire playlist. And if I'm stuck on the island, that's Nas all day.
Say that again. That's my favorite. That's
the homie.
That's my favorite. That's to me. That's my favorite rapper that is alive right now. Is Nas.
Talking about rap?
Yeah,
hip hop rap. No. Nas is my favorite of all time. It's right now.
Give me his entire collection, including his lost tapes, and I'm good.
Yeah. So right now, as a living artist, I would say Nas, my favorite rapper of all times. I'm going with Pac.
My son was almost named Nasir.
I'll probably say Pac.
Pac is my favorite rapper of all times, but my favorite rapper alive is Nas because of his content. I'm a brother.
Smith.
Who?
Maggie.
You say you like who?
Huh? Who?
I'm gonna say what?
I didn't know. I didn't hear the name. I didn't even hear the name. I did the name. What was the name, brother?
Fresh Prince.
Oh, you talking about no.
Big Willie style.
I want to be on the island, happy. Will Smith is happy,
and he raps happy.
Yeah.
But guess what though? When he puts something out, guess what? It still sells.
Platinum every time.
Mm-hmm.
Corny. Some people say corny.
I ain't gonna lie, that two of us he did with his son, that hit me.
I just play that every day for my daughter.
But you gotta respect it,
every
though.
Day.
You gotta respect it, though.
Yeah.
You gotta respect it.
It's a few corny dudes. I mean, one of my favorite songs ever was Nick Cannon's "Can I Live."
I don't even remember that one.
That was personal for me.
I gotta listen to that. Can I Live?
He was rapping as the baby inside of his mother's
Okay,
soul.
so that's deep. That's deep. That's that black.
She thought about abortion and all that. I was like, wow.
I like Cannon.
Nobody ever came at a song that way. He's rapping as the baby when she's going to the abortion clinic.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
And he had a little Anthony Hamilton on that song.
Shout out to Anthony Hamilton, man.
Yeah,
he ain't been right though ever since he combed his hair.
I like you. You like nappy. You like nappy. I like nappy.
I do like nappy.
I want the buckshots on the beard nappy of Anthony.
No,
you know, coming where I'm from.
Come where I'm from. With the beard, Anthony Hamilton.
Well, coming where I'm from.
Yes.
That to me, that's his best album.
Yeah, 100%.
That's his best album.
That was pretty good too. But that
Point of It All. Point of It All was a great album.
That's a great album too.
Great album.
Yeah.
That was my jam right there, man.
Great album.
Yeah. So don't cancel them.
No.
While we on the subject of cancel culture.
But they might.
Who knows, man?
They might.
Who knows? And that's the thing, dude. This thing we got to figure out as a culture, not just. And I ain't just talking about black people. I'm just talking about in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do we draw the line at? Like what what's considered too far? I mean, we're canceling.
What's safe?
Exactly. That's my question. Ultimately, that's the question. What's safe?
Everybody gotta have a damn safe word. What's the safe word?
Mine is go.
Is what?
Keep going.
Don't stop.
It's disheartening, to even have to deal with the fact that you can get canceled for just speaking your mind. If you haven't, just because you disagree with people, that don't mean that what you saying and what you think is wrong. That's what you think.
Right.
And we don't see eye to eye.
We can respect that.
Dude, I'm glad you said that. Let me just add one more thing to that. Even if we don't agree with him, let's talk about
that Michael Jordan the best.
No, QAnon.
Ever? Oh,
I'm going a step deeper. Let's talk about these people with QAnon and all that kind of stuff.
What is that?
That's the folks that believe that Donald Trump was sent here to save the world and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, Vanilla ISIS.
Yeah, that crew.
He said that.
Vanilla Isis.
Oh,
that's just what I call that group.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they all Vanilla Isis. I see what you did there.
Okay.
But even folks that we don't agree with, I'm not trying to cancel them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them, like, just because at the end of the day, if we're gonna respect the freedom of speech, let's respect the freedom of speech.
All across the board.
You know what I mean? Like,
All across
I don't.
the board.
It doesn't necessarily mean that I agree with what you're saying, but I'll defend your right to be able to say it, even if it's totally against what I believe in. You know what I mean?
I respect the Ross.
Honestly,
the dude that died.
What's that?
The dude that died that was on the radio for years. He died of cancer.
Don Lemon?
No,
the
that's
other
guy. He used to be chubby. He lost a lot
Oh,
of
yeah. Damn, he on the tip of my tongue.
I was going to say Ross Perot, but that's not his name.
No.
Oh, Ross.
Rush Limbaugh?
Rush Limbaugh.
That's him.
Yeah. And listen, I've listened to that guy a couple of times. Like, just to get...
I respect it.
It's one of those things where I needed to get the other... I mean, in order to have a debate, have a good conversation, you need to understand what the other side is talking about. You know what I mean? That's why I listen to Fox News and stuff like that sometimes, too. Yeah, man. All speech. Like, we can't... Because what happens is... And we've already done it with these last couple of elections where everybody put themselves in a bubble and they put themselves in the echo chamber. They're hearing the stuff that they want to hear, and then there's no progress. There's no, then we're not being progressive anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this cancel culture, man, is...
Lil Mama just started a movement.
Uh-oh.
You heard about that?
Lipstick?
No, we're talking about the heterosexual thing,
Heterosexual.
Right? Yeah.
For us to speak freely.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she just started the advocacy for that. Like, I thought...
That's dope. All right, little mama.
Hey, because she got in trouble for that trans stuff that she said.
Oh.
Yeah. And she was like, why? You know, everybody can say something else about heterosexual people, be it black, white, whatever. Spanish, Indian, whatever. But we can't say anything about nobody. Just like as a Christian, you can't say anything. Mm-hmm. If you're a Christian, you have to take all the heat.
Yep.
All the heat for everything everybody else got to say about your faith. Mm-hmm. You, as a man, you got to take all the heat for everything everybody got to say about men.
Yep.
Toxic masculinity. Because I said, no, you can't do this and you're my child.
Right.
That's toxic.
Right.
Because I suggested something different and you're my wife. That's toxic. That's ridiculous.
It is, dude. And it's not like it's anything has changed. The only thing that's changed is the amount of what I should say, the amount of visibility to everybody's opinion. Because you were rewind the clock back 20, 30 years, we didn't have this social media thing that we have now. You know, and parenting was just fine the way it was. As long as you wasn't abusing your kid or harming them in a way where, you know what I mean, it wasn't, nobody made comments about these kind of things. But now it seems like everybody has an opinion about everything. You know what I mean? And the minute it don't align with their way of thinking, it needs to be canceled. And I just think we're going down the wrong path doing it.
What do you think about the people that are saying, like, as far as spanking? They saying that's wrong.
Spanking is to each their own, man. Like me, I've kind of evolved on it a little bit. Like, I don't... Sorry about that. I've kind of evolved on it in a sense where I've been able to find ways to talk to my kids and yield the same results that I would usually get from putting my hands on them. I've evolved on that. But I don't knock anybody else. I don't knock a Kirk Franklin for wanting to get in his 33-year-old son ass for, you know, like being totally disrespectful to him. But I have evolved on some of those things. Now, do I knock my parents for how they raised me? Not at all. Because I feel like the way they raised me has made me the man that I am. You know what I mean?
That's what they knew.
And that's what they knew.
There's no handbook for this.
Exactly.
There's no handbook for that.
The closest thing you can get the closest you can get to a handbook on life is the Bible. And even that has to be filtered because we live in present day times. You know what I mean? So while the principles are true,
you gotta know how to apply it.
Exactly. Yeah. The principles and I guess I should say the application of it today versus how it was back then. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's like.
Yeah, just because John went up a mountain and drunk a gallon of milk, that don't mean that you need to do that to know God.
Right.
You know what I mean?
and don't look at every donkey to speak to you because they spoke to Paul like that in the Second Testament. You know what I mean?
Be on a cruise ship and try to walk on water.
Simple things like that, man.
You've just been drinking.
And there's a need to say that because there's this the challenge culture out there where I don't know, all these different stupid challenges they do with the kids lighting themselves on fire because that's a challenge now and all this kind of stuff. It's just crazy, man. I really feel like, and maybe because I'm biased, I'm not a fan of social media or anything like that. I do see the benefits of it, but I also see the detriment that it's caused out.
Well, it was originally set up. I mean, I like the origin of it was cool. Like before you were able to go past college, like you had to be in a college to do it, or you had to have. And later on, they applied it to businesses,
right? And
then they just opened it up to the world.
The one thing I am an advocate user of, and it's strictly for my business, is LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is good. LinkedIn is what Facebook used to be. You know what I mean? Because it's based off of businesses or ties that you have in networking, like strictly on the business side.
Unnecessary chatter.
Exactly.
That's all out.
It's all business. Yeah. So, but that's my take on it.
But I like the because before I didn't say anything on Facebook, but when they created these groups, I started finding a reason to be on social media.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There are things like I got a dog for my daughter. I want to learn things about the dog. They got a group for the dog, the breed of dog that I have.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They got They got Facebook Marketplace. I buy and sell on that. I buy and sell on that.
Right.
I'm gonna do what I've been trying to find a dining room table on that thing. Everybody trying to jip me. They trying to sell like they Ashley Furniture or somebody. Like that's not brand new. Right. I just checked the site. It's $3.99 there. You charging me $3.50?
Exactly. I see the scratches on the side of it. Exactly. So why are you coming at me like this?
Like, yeah, you gotta know how to swim. Oh, okay. Yeah, pointing like I understand pointing, sir.
Nah, man,
I don't understand pointing.
No disrespect, bro.
So there's benefits, and for business, you see where my business is located.
Yeah.
Ain't no way in the world I would survive without it.
100.
No way.
I got you. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
But people getting on there talking about their boyfriend, their wife, their husband, all that stuff, talking about their family, talking about, you know what, a majority of what I see, it's just me, myself, and I in this world. I see that more than anything. Like, I can't depend on nobody to live.
Oh, is that what they're saying? But yeah, you look at their friend list, they got like 300, 400 people that's following this shit that they're supposed to be.
And I just seen you at your mama house.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You was in the car with your mama the other day.
Cry for attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing, and it goes back to what we said in the beginning. The victims. Stop. That's not for us. We offer that. Black people, we move past that. We're not victims no more.
Yeah, because you can't use what happened in the past. How can I
to define where you at right
now? I want to be careful I said it because there is trauma that comes with that.
Get the tape
with that being said, there is trauma that comes with that, right?
100%.
With that, based on how we condition ourselves, how we carry ourselves, comes from systematic. System that's been set up to not work in our favor for the last few years, hundreds of years,
400 years,
right? To be exact.
Put a 4 on that.
But at the end of the day, though, the growth comes from accountability.
Yes,
and I'm going to continue to say that.
Yep.
As long as I'm on here,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Because that's what helped me. It still works. I'm working on myself to this day, and the only way I can work on myself is by holding myself accountable. You can't sit there and use things that happen to you and things in your environment and things as a reason for you to continue to be the same person who you are or to treat people badly. Because people will use that too. Well, I treat people messed up, or the reason I'm not in a good relationship, the reason I'm not a treat person is because... So at what point are you going to look yourself in that mirror?
If you walking around, like if you got shot 20 years ago and you walking around with a limp, after 20 years, that bullet don't came out of you. You had surgery. You've been repaired. You've healed. But you walking around limping on that same leg, that's all you. That's psychological. That has nothing to do with what actually happened to you. So I said that to say that that's you bringing that up. And then you're not satisfied because the people that did it to you haven't suffered as much as you feel that you've suffered. And what another thing TDJ said a long time ago, when you're angry at somebody and when you wish harm on people, it's like sipping a cup of poison, expecting your enemies to die, expecting your victimizers to die.
Wow.
You're doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not them.
Yeah,
because you kill yourself because you harboring that energy.
Yes.
absolutely.
You gotta release it because at the end of the day,
hate is cancerous, man.
you got
Yes.
to remove it, and you have to be at a point where it's like, you know what, you done wrong by me, and now that I know how to deal with you accordingly, and I let it be that. The laws of energy, laws of relativity, the Creator,
It's
God,
in the Bible.
whoever you're gonna be, whoever
in the
you call
Bible.
it, your deity, wherever it is that you believe in, is going to handle the rest.
It's in the Bible. It's in every religious text. And if you take the religion aspect out of it, these are 2,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were telling us that this is not healthy for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're letting you know that this is going to be the end of you if you continue down this path.
Yep.
You gotta release that shit.
You know, that's historical.
Yeah.
2,000 years ago, they was letting you know, no, don't go down this road.
Yep.
If you don't believe
All the way
in
back
that.
to the code of him. It was the code of Hammurabi. Hammurabi or something like that. I can't.
I
say.
ate at that restaurant before.
No, not that one. Man.
Oh. I was just talking about
Hammurabi
Carrabba's.
or
That's
something
Italian
like that.
food.
Robert,
I don't like
It's,
it.
uh,
but
I hate
it's all right.
Carrabba's.
it was
I
basically.
had a bad experience.
It's
I hate
our
it.
version of
I
today.
don't like Italian.
It's our version of the golden rule, which is treat people the way you want to be treated. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's
They don't understand that one. You got to say that again.
treat people the way you want to be treated.
Not how they treat you.
Right. How you want to be
How
treated.
you want to be
Always be the
treated.
bigger person,
Regardless of how they treat you.
Right.
Got
Treat
to.
them how you want to be treated.
Right.
Absolutely, I agree with that because at the end of the day, like you said, and you touched on this. If me and you don't get along with each other, I'm just going to remove myself from it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You got to move on.
It's done. I'm not going to carry that with you. I got to release you. I can't have you on me. I
Right.
can't carry you around for the next 30 years. I got other things in life I'm trying to accomplish, not only for myself but for my family.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have you being an extra weight. Throw that
They
weight
don't
off.
want the responsibility of life, man. A lot of people just don't want the burden of being accountable for themselves. They don't want the responsibility of their life. They want to blame everybody else
I was a victim
for their
of that.
shortcomings.
I was a victim of that. I can speak freely on that. I was a victim of that. I carried that. Well, my life would have been so easy if this would have happened to me, if I would have went to school, or if this person would have did that. But at the end of the day, what's done is done.
Right.
What are you doing today? What are you doing now?
Yeah.
And that's the part that you have to face. At some point, when you're going to grow up. I had to grow up. As a grown man, I had to what? Grow up. It's grown men out here that got the age of a grown man, but the mindset of a teenager.
Yep.
And you have to grow up.
Two of the most important tools, I believe, for men is to master your emotions and forgiveness. You gotta let some shit go.
Set that second part. Second one.
Forgiveness. That's
That's the
extremely
biggest
important.
one. It's that forgive.
But
We gotta
see-
forgive each other, man.
But see, if you don't master your emotions, you can't.
You're not gonna be able to do that.
It works hand in hand.
Yeah, they
No,
do.
You can't.
They do. They
If you
feed off
have
each
the
other.
emotions of a woman, if you have immature emotions, if you haven't understood your emotions and learned how to channel those emotions,
Or
you're
check
gonna
them.
suffer.
Or
Or
check
check
them.
them.
Check
Check
them.
them. Punch them in the stomach.
Punch that ass in the stomach.
Yeah.
Because we all have them. You
Yeah.
don't go sit there and act like, as a man, you ain't never had a moment that you caught yourself getting in an emotional moment. You had to check yourself.
Yeah.
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 You gotta learn how to deal with your emotions and forgiveness. You can't move forward when you don't forgive.
Right.
It's so hard.
It is, dude, and there's a level because I'm real big on being present in a moment and being content in what you currently, where you at, right? And
Right.
then and without, of course, always looking forward to what you want to do and your dreams and your goals and stuff like that. But just being grateful for where you are currently, because
Gotcha.
as long as you're alive, as long as you're human, you're gonna progress. Things that you used to do that you struggle with, if you're doing it over time, you're going to get better with it. That's just the law of life. You know what I mean? And it occurred to me the other day, I had a profound thought while I was driving.
What?
Yeah,
You be thinking and stuff?
I be thinking hard, dude.
That's how you think when you driving in that car.
Dude, watch this, though. I was driving, and car was in front of me, car was behind me, got to a stop sign, and I stopped and was like, all right, before I say this, because I'll get everybody to agree on this first, see what the level set is. Do you agree that you always going to be, in this life, you're always in the middle? There's always going to be somebody that's doing a little bit better than you, and there's always somebody that's worse off.
Yes.
Why then, when we drive in a car, there's somebody that's usually always in front, and there's somebody that's always usually behind you?
Mm-hmm.
And we're fine with that, because we steady moving.
Yeah.
In life, we don't think like that.
Because nobody want to be left behind.
Exactly.
That's the reason.
That's how it hit me, dude.
Nobody, and the reason why, because nobody want to be left behind.
Man, I appreciate that.
Nobody want to be left behind. That's why people be thinking about what is this person going to compare your life with
and how this person got it so better than me, and he in front of me, they doing better than me.
Versus you being that way, you know what, man? I'm like this, man. If you doing something, you come up on a deal, and you have $1 million deal that happens to you. Don't be like, man, why the hell that happened to him? Yeah. Why he did? You hear that a lot. Why the hell? What the hell did he do to get that?
Dude, that's so.
But
I don't never think like that. But I don't think like that.
Okay, and so with that being said, my whole thing is versus me being that way. I'm like, you know what, bro? Congratulations, I'm happy for you. You deserve it. I wish you the best. If I want a part of it, I may not be asked, hey, you know, what the hell did you do?
That's an entitlement.
What did you do? What did you do to get to this point? Or if you have enough humility about yourself, this is someone who you're close to. Hey, brother, I see what you're doing, man.
Right.
I love your brand. I love what you're doing.
Right.
Can I be a part of it?
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nah, dude.
Now, can you, that same measuring stick, that proverbial measuring stick that a lot of people use for their expectations of where they think they're supposed to be when they're measuring their life against somebody else's, can we attribute that also to the cancel culture, the Me Too movement?
Absolutely.
Social media,
everything.
Because you see it. Because now you're inundated with it 24 hours a day.
I want their fame.
But the thing is,
I want to be like them.
Say it. You say it. We all on the same page. He already, me, right. On the same page. Go ahead.
The folks that we think living like that,
they ain't living
doing it like that.
No.
It's a facade. It's an illusion.
Dude, y'all need to check out this documentary called Fake Famous. It's a documentary. I think it's on HBO Max. Dude, when I tell you that thing is so deep, bro, they talk about these influencers. And how they just faking the funk with like how they get these Instagrams and stuff like that. They're basically living off of folks thinking that they're living this type of lifestyle to get this lifestyle from brands that want to use them as ambassadors.
It's the ultimate form of stunt.
It's smoke and mirrors, man.
I know somebody that submitted to Celebrity Net Worth that they're worth, their company is worth $2 million that drives for DoorDash and Uber Eats right now.
Wow.
You look at their social media, you'll think they got it made. You think they just living life. They know celebrities. They always in the mix of everything in Atlanta.
It's the art of illusion, man.
Especially out here now. Dude, it's really bad out here. It's really bad out here, man.
It's crazy though. But those are the ones that they get. The people who want the. Again, that goes back to what we talked about earlier in the segment. Being secure with yourself. Because I don't give a damn how you live. You live your life.
Yeah.
Cool. You get it. Congratulations. Great. But I'm 100%. Doing me. I'm not going to envy the fact of what you got.
Right.
But you got to know yourself and know what you're going for and knowing that you're going to get that. Mm-hmm. It's all about being secure with yourself at the end of the day. I said it. I don't give a damn. It's about being secure with yourself.
And don't cry wolf.
And don't cry wolf. How many people you see? One of the biggest things I like doing when I go on social media and I look at stuff is the comments. Mm-hmm. Y'all ever look at the comments?
Dude, that's something.
Pay attention. You got to pay attention to the comments. The comments is what make the post. It ain't the post, it's the comments.
It's the comments.
Look at the comments and hear the reaction of people and the energy that you see in the comments. They're attracting those people who want that, what you're portraying on social media.
Yep, 100%.
And that's why a lot of people, when they're looking to date a woman, they looking to date a man, they are, it's so superficial what they're asking for. You want somebody to have what it took, who you envy. It took them 50 years to make this type of relationship.
You want it over
You want it from day one.
Yeah. It's the gratification, right?
Yeah. It's the gratification, dude.
You can't have that.
Yep.
So y'all let us know what y'all think. For myself, part of the topic, if you've ever had to volunteer or go with your mama or some kind of relative and you've had to be on the inside of like abuse shelters, like women's abuse shelters, or you've been on the other side of this and you've seen women actually suffer and go through things, it's a lot more serious than just saying, hey, this happened to me. And I want to punish this person for what they did to me. it's a lot more serious than going on social media and saying this happened or going to HR and saying this happened. If something actually happened to you, by all means go and report it.
Mm-hmm. Report it.
But if it did not happen to you, get yourself right. Get yourself right. Stop playing with people's lives like that.
Families.
But this is cut different. I appreciate my boys for being here with me.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. Hey, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with your boy. These are my 2 cents. Spend it or save it. Cut different. Hashtag cut different on all platforms. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, comment. Let us know what y'all think. We out.
So too.
That was a good show.
It's a good one.
For anybody that listened past that,
I think that was a good show. We talked about a lot of real things.
Oh, you lost some viewers when she started talking about those cigarette burns. If they get past that, they got a quality show, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. You talking about that girl?
When you went in, I was like, oh shit.
He don't win and don't tap on Miss Me Too. The lady miss me too.
He didn't hit up Miss Me Too.
You don't talk about her. She can't help that. That bitch burnt.
She didn't ask to put them cigarettes on her face.
Somebody tell her to ask that black and mild her damn face.
You know, black and mild.
They were out of ashtray.
She probably working at like Popeyes or churches or something.
In the back.
And that grease got popped back on.
That
grease popped back on.
Oh boy, let me end this thing before they get me in trouble.